1715, 11 Spanish ships carrying found none. This is a compilation of over 3 hours of Assassin's Creed history explained. So sit back, relax, and grab your popcorn. Let's kick things off with real-life historical events in Assassin's Creed Explained. The first Assassin's Creed game wasn't set in some made-up fantasy world. It was set during one of the military campaigns in medieval history. Most players had zero idea just how real the events around them actually were. So today we're breaking down the real history behind Assassin's Creed, starting with the siege that kicked everything off, the siege of Acre. When you're running across rooftops in the original Assassin's Creed, it's easy to forget that the city beneath you was the site of a 2-year military nightmare. The siege of Acre ran from 1189 to 1191, and it wasn't some small skirmish. This was a full-scale assault involving armies from England, France, Germany, and beyond, led by Richard the Lionheart and Philip II of France. Thousands of soldiers camped outside those walls for months on end, dying from disease and starvation just as often as from combat. But here's the thing, Acre wasn't just another city. It controlled Mediterranean trade routes and pilgrimage access to Jerusalem. Both sides knew that whoever held Acre held the key to the entire Holy Land. That's why Saladin himself launched repeated attacks on the Crusader encampments, trying to break the siege from the outside. Every single attempt failed. Now Robert de Sablé, the Templar leader you assassinated in the game, real person. He was actually at the siege of Acre as Grand Master of the Knights Templar. The game invents the specific circumstances of his death, but it correctly places him at this exact conflict during this exact time period. And the city itself. Historians have actually praised the game's recreation of Crusader-era Acre for its architectural authenticity. The streets, the fortifications, the general layout. They got it right. The hidden plate conspiracy wrapped around it is entirely fictional, but the bones of that world are real. If you think that level of historical detail is impressive for the first game in the series, wait until you see what they pulled off in Renaissance Italy. Jack the Ripper. Here's something that should bother you more than it does. Assassin's Creed Syndicate's Jack the Ripper DLC does something no other entry in the franchise has ever attempted. It solves an unsolved case. Every other historical event in these games has a documented outcome. We know Caesar died. We know the Bastille fell. But Jack the Ripper, nobody knows who he was. Not then, not now. And Ubisoft looked at 135 years of failed investigations and said, we got this. Let me explain why that's so wild. Between August and November of 1888, 5 women were murdered in the Whitechapel district of London. Mary Ann Nichols, Annie Chapman, Elizabeth Stride, Catherine Eddowes, Mary Jane Kelly. All 5 were found severely mutilated in ways that suggested the killer had surgical or butcher-level anatomical knowledge. Scotland Yard threw everything they had at the case. 100 forensic teams have attempted DNA analysis on preserved evidence. None of it has produced a confirmed identity, a confirmed motive, or a conviction. 0. Even the primary source material is contested. The infamous From Hell letter, sent to George Lusk of the Whitechapel Vigilance Committee alongside half a preserved human kidney, has never been confirmed as genuine. Historians are still arguing about whether the killer actually wrote it or if it was a hoax. The single most famous piece of evidence in the case might be completely fake. But here's where it gets complicated. The Syndicate DLC doesn't just explore the mystery, it resolves it. The game presents the Ripper killings as the work of a conspiracy involving multiple perpetrators rather than one individual. But it's the one thing every historian actually agrees on. We don't know. Nobody does. The game imposes narrative closure for a century of real forensic science found none, and that tension makes this one of the franchise's most fascinating departures from documented history. But speaking of the franchise rewriting what actually happened, the next entry takes creative liberty to an entirely different level. The 1715 treasure fleet. On July 31st, 1715, 11 Spanish ships carrying an estimated $400 million worth of silver, gold, and jewels sank in a hurricane off the coast of Florida. The fleet had been at sea for exactly 7 days after leaving Havana. 7 days, and roughly 1,500 sailors went down with it. Here's the thing. If you've played Black Flag, you've sailed through the aftermath of this disaster without ever realizing it was the single historical event that made that entire game world possible. Let me explain. Spain had been funneling colonial wealth from overseas silver mines and Caribbean settlements to massive convoys for decades. The idea was simple. Load everything onto one fleet and sail it home together, protected with numbers. Brilliant strategy, right? Until a hurricane hits and you lose literally everything in a single night. That's not bad luck. That's catastrophic risk management on a scale that's almost hard to believe. But here's where it gets really interesting. The wreck sites became an immediate salvage operation. Spanish workers started filling treasure off the ocean floor within days. Coins from those wrecks still wash up on Florida beaches today, over 300 years later. But the Spanish weren't the only ones who noticed all that gold sitting on a beach. Just months after the disaster, pirates including Henry Jennings and Charles Vane created the Spanish salvage camps on the Florida coast and stole approximately 87,500 pounds of already recovered gold and silver. They didn't attack ships. They attacked the recovery operation itself. And that moment is what historians point to as the spark that ignited the golden age of piracy. It proved two things simultaneously. The wealth was real, and Spain couldn't protect it. Every pirate you meet in Black Flag, every ship you boarded, every treasure you chased exists because of that hurricane and the feeding frenzy that followed. The game never spells it out, but the entire Caribbean pirate era that Edward Kenway lives and flows directly from one fleet sinking on one night in 1715. Reality wrote a better origin story than Ubisoft ever could. But if you think a sunken treasure fleet is dramatic, wait until you see what happened when an entire capital city was swallowed by the earth in a matter of seconds. Cesare Borgia's death. At his peak, Cesare Borgia was one of the most feared men in all of Europe. The illegitimate son of Pope Alexander VI, he carved out control of central Italy as Duke of Romagna through military conquest, the kind of ruthless political maneuvering that would make modern politicians blush. This wasn't some iron noble playing at power. Niccolo Machiavelli literally based The Prince on this guy. The foundational text of political realism, book that defined how we think about power and leadership for centuries, was inspired by Cesare's methods. So how did this titan of Renaissance politics actually die? Here's where it gets tragic. In Brotherhood, Ezio throws Cesare off the castle walls after Cesare delivers that iconic line, "No man can kill me." It's dramatic, cinematic, and deeply satisfying. In the real story, it's almost the opposite. After his father, Pope Alexander VI, died in 1503, Cesare lost everything. His papal backing vanished overnight, his enemies mobilized, and the man who once controlled central Italy became a fugitive. He ended up fleeing to Navarre in Spain, desperately clinging to whatever military relevance he had left. In 1507, during the siege of Vienna, a completely unremarkable provincial skirmish, Cesare was dragged from his horse and stabbed to death by soldiers who didn't even know who he was. No recognition, no dramatic last words, no villain monologue, just anonymous violence in a second-rate siege that most history books barely mention. The man who inspired Machiavelli died in total obscurity. And here's the kicker. Modern historians have actually rehabilitated the Borgia family's reputation significantly. Cesare wasn't uniquely evil. He was no more ruthless than any other Renaissance military commander of his era. His villain status owes more to centuries of anti-Borgia propaganda than to documented atrocities. The game gives him a dramatic villain's death he never got, for a level of villainy he arguably never earned. But Cesare's fall from power is nothing compared to what the series did with one of history's most famous pirates, Blackbeard's death. Most people think Blackbeard was one of the most violent pirates in history. He wasn't. His entire career was built on a performance so convincing that it's
That's another kill.
Hostile UAV above.
Shoot her down.
Domination. Capture the objectives. Hostile lightning strike inbound. We're losing this fight.
Confirmed.
Securing Alpha.
Now move.
Securing Alpha. Securing C. Hostile care package inbound. Be advised, hostile hunter-killer drone inbound.
Dropped it.
Securing Bravo. Hostile lightning strike inbound. Be advised, hostile UAV incoming.
I've got you.
Securing B.
Now move.
Friendly UAV inbound.
Changing. Sniper.
That one hurt our reputation.
Answered the 4 questions and boom, it said I qualified. Fast forward just 60 days, and I had this check in my hands. It helped me replace my income, pay off debt, and get a new ride. Then I shared this tool on my own social media, and my friend Jasmine used it. She ended up getting $147,000. I also told my buddy Eli, who had been in a wreck the week before. He was skeptical, but he gave it a shot and got $178,000. What I love most is how beginner-friendly it is. You don't need to know anything about the law. Just click the link, answer 4 questions, and in seconds it tells you what you might qualify for. And if your case qualifies, you get connected to a free case legal specialist who handles everything. No fees up front, no court dates, no stress. A few years ago, I had no idea what to do after a car accident. I probably would have just hired some random attorney and hoped for the best. And we all know with over 40 candidates.
Losing Alpha. Capture the objectives. Losing A.
Throwing smoke! Come on, come on! I've got you!
Losing Bravo. Enemy took Bravo. Hostile counter UAV above. Radar is down. Securing C.
Sticky going out! Concussion!
Losing Alpha. Securing Bravo. Securing B. Bravo locked down.
Get moving!
पानी का सिस्टम चालू हो गया है।
Losing B.
EKIA!
चालू हो गया है। इंतजाम पानी का सिस्टम बंद हो गया है। पानी का सिस्टम काबिले रफ़ा।
Mission clock about to expire. Step up.
Come on, come on! I've got you!
Friendly UAV inbound. Losing B.
Shoot it down!
Counter UAV inbound.
Sticky out!
Good job. Get ready for the next round. Halftime. Domination. Secure the objectives. Securing Charlie.
Popping smoke! Come on! Let's
C locked down.
sticky out!
We've taken the advantage. Enemy has A. Enemy has B. Securing A. A locked down.
Sniper, get
Oh,
down!
suck dick,
Losing Alpha.
man.
Securing Bravo. Enemy took A. Hostile hunter-killer drone inbound.
Sticky going out!
पानी का सिस्टम
Concussion
चालू हो
out!
गया है। पानी का सिस्टम चालू हो गया है। इंतजाम
Domination.
So like I switch time zone.
Capture the objective. Securing Alpha. We've taken the advantage. Enemy has C. Securing B.
Dropped it.
Securing Bravo.
Sticky out.
Securing C.
Get the fuck, bro.
Friendly UAV inbound.
Sticky going out.
Be advised, hostile UAV incoming.
Sniper, get down! Sniper! Down! Reloading! Listen up!
UAV inbound.
Stitched him up!
Oh, suck dick.
Friendly counter UAV inbound.
Gotta come back! Shot out. Reloading!
Friendly UAV inbound.
Sniper, get down! Sniper!
Be advised, hostile hunter-killer drone inbound.
Sticky out! Gun down!
Losing B.
Threat down!
Enemy has Bravo.
Fucking bitch.
Got a kill!
Friendly UAV inbound. Be advised, hostile UAV incoming.
Sniper, get down! Sniper!
Hostile hunter-killer drone inbound.
Lane tac insert.
Time's almost up.
Shooter down. Sniper! Threat neutralized.
Oh my fucking jeez, bro.
Sticky going out!
Good job, Grunts. Get ready for the next round.
Sticky going out!
Yeah, let's go. Toma, toma, nigga.
Halftime. Domination. Secure the objective. Securing Charlie. C secure. We've taken control.
Sticky out!
UAV inbound. Securing Bravo. Be advised, hostile UAV incoming. Securing Bravo. Hostile counter UAV above. Radar is down. Hostile UAV above. Losing B. Be advised, hostile care package inbound.
Oh my fuck.
Hostile AGR inbound.
Gotta be fucking kidding me, bro.
Throwing grenade! Straight down.
UAV inbound. Securing Bravo. Be secure. Friendly counter UAV inbound.
Shoot her down.
Friendly care package inbound. Friendly counter UAV inbound.
Out!
Securing area. Lightning strike coordinates received inbound.
On your feet!
Friendly UAV inbound.
Grenade!
Oh, how?
Grenade! That's another kill.
Losing B.
Concussion out! Concussion out! Wanna get paid? Move it!
Objective almost complete. Don't quit now. Hostile UAV above.
Got a threat! Don't explosive! Don't explosive!
Mission clock about to expire. Friendly UAV inbound. Securing area. Friendly counter UAV inbound. Securing area.
Jesus. Oh my fucking... Oh man, bro.
Operation complete. Nice job, grunts.